past is the past, so do not dwell on the past. You cannot change the past. So why are we spending most of our energy thinking about the past? Learn from the past experiences that you can move so that you can move on and live in the present. Because God is about to do a new thing in your life. Embrace your life now and plan for a brighter and greater future. I know the Bible says do not worry about tomorrow, but planning for tomorrow is not worrying. As Winston Churchill stated, he who fails to plan, plans to fail. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dwell in the past. And I know it's very difficult for some of us to forget the past, especially if you were mistreated badly. Some of you were in abusive relationships. Some of you did not have much growing up, and you were looked upon in a decondescending manner. And as a result of your past, you may have painful memories, envy, unforgiveness, lack of trust towards others. Some of us cannot even live in the present because we are still hurting from the past. Perhaps it was your spouse or a friend that abandoned or betrayed you, and every time you see that person, you're upset. Some of you are still wondering how things would have been if you had done this or that. Some of you are perhaps blaming yourself for things in the past. On the other hand, some of you may have done some horrible things in your past, and you're so concerned about being accepted in society now because of what happened to you or what you did in the past. But you can have a brighter future. Some people will not forget your past, and rest assured, God is not like man. God will forgive you. Remember the story about Paul? Paul persecuted Christians and ended up being a follower of God. Philippians 3:13, brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead. Accept the fact that you cannot change the past. Accept that. So it does not make any sense dwelling on it. You cannot change the past. Live in the present. Life is short. Life is uncertain. Spend quality time with your family and friends. Do it now. Do not procrastinate, as you do not know if those friends and family members will be with us tomorrow. Do not take this lightly. As we have established earlier, we cannot change the past, and so we do not know what tomorrow will bring. So we need to live in the present. And because we do not know when we will leave this earth, we should always be prepared by living a holy life. Furthermore, we do not know when the Lord will return. So we have to be ready now for his return. 2 Peter 3:10-14 states, but the day of the Lord will come like a thief. The heavens will disappear with a roar. The elements will be destroyed by fire, and the earth and everything that's in it will be laid bare. Since everything will be destroyed in this way, what kind of people ought you to be? You ought to live holy and godly lives as you look forward to the day of God and speed. It's coming. That day will bring about the destruction of the heavens by fire, and the elements will melt in the heat. But in keeping with his promise, we are looking forward to a new heaven and a new earth where righteousness dwells. So then, dear friends, since you're looking forward to this, make every effort to be found spotless, blameless, and at peace with him. I know many of us are facing a myriad of hardships and difficulties in our lives, in our country, and we wish we could go back to the times when everything was okay, when everything was all right. And when the economy was booming, but live in the present condition and accept the fact you cannot go back. Surrender everything to God. These issues that you are experiencing are just temporary. Be patient and observe how God will turn your circumstances around. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. Remember, God has plans to prosper you, not plans to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Plan your future. The life you live now will determine where or how you will spend your future. Do the things of God so that you spend eternity with him. If you want to do good things, if you want to do things contrary to the word of God, then your future will be in hell. I know many of us have plans on this earth, and there is nothing wrong with having plans because, according to the Bible, we should plan. But ensure that we have God as part of our plans. According to James 4:13-17, now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why? You do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. As if it is, cast into, as you boast into arrogance, some schemes, all of this such everlasting evil. If anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it's sin for them. Even though the Bible says we should not worry about tomorrow, that does not mean that, you should get rid of everything you have now. Some of you have young children. Some of you may have a spouse who is unemployed or, perhaps in a condition that is preventing him or her, from working. And so we need to have a plan for them in the event that we leave this earth before them, so that they could be in a good position. According to Proverbs 13:22, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children. Now please do not go and store all your self treasures on earth. That's not what God is talking about. Where mouths and vermin destroy, where thieves they break in and steal. But store up yourself treasures in heaven. Many of the Israelites who left Egypt not only complain a lot, but they focus so much on the time that they were in Egypt. They didn't even, so some of them didn't even reach the promised land. In fact, they were in the wilderness for over 40 years. God has great plans for you. Do not dwell in the past as if because it may just prevent you, from reaching your destination. And because you will be so preoccupied with the past that you have lost your focus on fulfilling your real purpose here on earth. Live in the present. Do not dwell in the past.